All right, here we are on the live. So our today's topic was very simple. We will be focusing on live bug bounties, right? So we are the fourth episode in the live bug bounty series, and today we are taking a look on the reconnaissance. So this recon part is divided into three major parts, and we will be starting with multiple things here. So what's the first thing we have? Let's take a look here. Okay, so we'll be taking a look on the reconnaissance, right? So we are having multiple topics that we are going to cover. But as I said, this is divided into three parts, so we will be taking a look on them one by one. So, our main topic here is reconnaissance. It is usually known as information gathering. So, what are the main parts that we can cover into information gathering? Let's see. Gathering. So, we are having few things here. We will be starting with a very basic idea of gathering the scopes, right? So now we know the how to choose programs. We know that thing. Now we are having suppose XYZ program. We are having a domain.tld. We are having this program. So what we'll be doing in the first phase of recon, it's completely on you what you want to do. So we'll be starting with subdomains, and for subdomains we are going to use subfinder, subfinder, CRT. In subfinder you should at least fill up five API keys. I will say fill all of them, but at least even if you mention five API key, that would be good. Then we are having the CRT.sh. We will be using it on curl. We will be using it on curl command. We will be using curl command for it. Then we are having a mask. We can use it for ASN numbers and also subdomains. It depends on us. Then we are having uh, technically I will use this one majorly, or we can use the security trails.py. We can use this one too. Anyway, for subdomain we'll be doing this four steps. Then we are having IPs. So I will say this. I will cover the IP in the next session, which will be completely based on just IPs gathering information from Shodan, census, all these things. And in IPs we can use tools like Uncover, maybe Shodan. All these tools will be used. So for now, what we can use here is very simple. After this point, we are going for the basic thing like gathering the alive subdomains and all these things. So we'll be doing HTTPX, which is a very standard way of doing it. You can also use HTTP probe, and that's a basic thing till here. Now we'll be taking a look on ASN numbers, why we use them. Then we'll be also having few more things like, let's say, VBAC or way more. We can use it on our own preferences. Then this is not enough. We need few more things. We can use parameter brute forcing. So we can use param spider, or we can use XML link finder. You can use katana. All of these options are yours. You can choose whatever you want to do. Okay. So we are having few more things. Okay, I'll explain it one by one. Just give me a minute. Then parameter link finding. We can use this thing for finding parameters. Now the major thing that we will just cover here is JS recon. Why we need to do JS? So we can do JS with three methods, right? Tools. We can use tools, multiple tools here. I'll say we can use JSecrets. We can go for JS scan, and there is one more tool, JSF scan, and also we can use nuclei on it. So I'll tell you how to use all of this. So we'll be covering these specific topics today. So if we start with subfinder, so let's say let's choose a target here. I'm not going to do all this on a specific target. Yeah, I will also tell about the package.json. You can do dependency confusion RC on this particular thing. I'll just tell you on it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so when you're doing it on any specific target or jumping on it, but let's say we'll be doing it on Tesla, right? Just getting information about anything. We can do Tesla, we can go for Apple, whatever we want to. We can even go on my own website, right? So we will just try this thing. We can try any of this. So I hope you all know about this subfinder here. Let me show you. It is by Project Discovery. We can totally agree that Project Discovery is making one of the best tools. We are having a lot of things here. So suppose we can jump on a target, like let's say let me make a directory in terminal, mm, episode 4 EP44. So this is our folder, just completely empty. All right. So okay, I will explain ASN on the ASN section. When I will be telling about ASN, I'll explain it, don't worry. According to you, what an individual should know before joining your course? I will say if you are going for the advanced book bounty courses, we will provide you free book bounty trainings, the beginner trainings for you. We will provide you few recordings that you can learn. And also, the basic prerequisite would be like, basic operational knowledge of a computer, I will say. Director fuzzing. Wait. Fuzzing is a whole different thing. I will cover it with the IP. Fuzzing is not, I'm not covering fuzzing today. So, Subfinder is something like this. A good tool, kind of. But come on, we are going to do a few more things on it. This is not enough. So if we just take a look here, Subfinder, we will do a lot of things on Subfinder. It is not just limited to anything. So let's just do Subfinder -D and we can go with Tesla.com. Right, it will just give us the number of subdomains it has. But we can cover few more things. It is not, this is not enough. We can even find subdomains using brute forcing. There is subdomains using FOF. We can also use FOF to get a brute forcing. You can use FOF for asset finder. There is something like that. No, FOF and find domain, but I will say we will probably use FOF in the most cases, so I'm using FOF here. So we got 894 subdomains, right? I forgot to save it. Let me just do S1 subdomain collection of 1. So we have 894 domain saved here. Now, few more things. If I specify here hyphen source, if I just want from Shodan, it will just tell me how many subdomains I can find from Shodan. Okay, good. Virus total, it will just give us the number of subdomain it can find from virus total. If you have configured API, you can use this thing. That's all. We have 590 subdomains from virus total. So I'm just trying to make it as two. Just for demonstration, they are already included into the first file because as I have configured all the APIs. Anyway, let's try to jump on few other things. The first thing is this, we can use subfinder, then we can go for crt.sh. So crt.sh is having a command. Let me just mention it here. Let me mention it here. This is the crt.sh command. I'll just do tesla.com without a double dot. Right, and I'll just make the file name S3. Let's see what response we can get. I'm focusing on single domain. Tesla is having a lot of domain along with multiple backend sources, right? So we don't have to do that thing here. I'm just demonstrating what you can do on each domain you are having. We are just using the single domain. And as much as I know my about my own website, if I just replace the unique and all these things, even if I want, if I just go and curl my own website here, it will. I know how much subdomains do I have. I have around 21 subdomains, but by using most of the tools, you will only get 8 or 10. I have configured my subfinder in a good way. I can kind of agree to that. If I just do this thing, it will give me around 8 or 9 subdomains, but I am having way more subdomains than that. So why it is not showing everything? Because it is not configured for everything. That's all. So that's why we use multiple sources. As you can see, we got the 8 here. So I have cleared it. We have now 3 files, S1, S2, S3. Now we can use amas for it. Amas enumeration -h. What we are having? We are having a subdomain. So we'll just give the -d for it. I guess that's the exact command here. Yeah, domain name. So we can use -d in tesla.com and then just save it. I think there's a -o2 here. Yeah. So you can simply go with -o s4. It will try to find all the subdomains here. But also, as we talked about the game of ASN numbers, let me show you ASN number. We will go to bgp.he.net. So I'll go with tesla.com. I don't think I'll get much, but if I just type Tesla, look, descriptions are here, and these are the ASN numbers for their company. Right now, we can find domains using all these things. Suppose I want Tesla Motors Inc. Suppose I want this thing. Screen is not visible properly. Okay, just give me a minute. I don't think screen is stuck. It's working fine on my side. Is it good now? Can you see the mouse cursor now? Okay, okay, good. So Amas is very simple. I have used this -o for it. Amas enumeration -d. But in my own cases, I'm using Amas for only getting the subdomains from or domains from the ASN number. So we are going to use that one here instead of S4. So I'm going to remove the S4 here. Simple as that. Now we need Amas ASN numbers. So I'm just trying to demonstrate using one. You can use the same command. I will be sharing command in the chat. So you guys can take a look here. So for finding ASN numbers, we can go something like this. We can go like this. Where's the Amas? So we will replace the ASN number here. So let me just go to my browser and copy any of these. Let me copy Tesla Motors. This one, 394, something like that. I've copied it and I'll just save it as ASN S4. So we are going to use the same command here. Come on. So now what it is going to do, it is going to give all the subdomains or all the main domains that we can find from this ASN number. Alright. It will just gonna take few minutes, but yes, it is going to give us a proper result about it. For those who are having issues doing these things or having not PC that is having a very good configuration, or I'll say you are not having a device which is very efficient for it, you can use the Google Cloud for it, and that is very good for it. So by using ASN, we can see we are having few more domains like Zeo.com. We don't know about it. Let's go and let's see what is Zeo.com, Zio, whatever it is. SolarCity.com. So we don't know what is ZAYO, but it says it should be related to Tesla. So let's see Crunchbase. So by Crunchbase, we can see that we can, particularly do lot of things like maybe if you just say, what do we say that? Suppose we are having a acquisition of a company, right? So we can cross check it using these places, and it is having multiple things that sometime it will not show that it belongs to a company. Look, there is nothing which is kind of telling me that yeah, it belongs to Tesla or something like that, right? So maybe it might not be a proper acquisition for it. So you can cross check this using Crunchbase. Just type the solarcity.com along with Crunchbase in front of it. So you guys can see Solar City Crunchbase. Now take a look. Acquired by Tesla. You guys can see. Right. So here it says that acquired by Tesla. So now you can hunt on it. If they are having a policy that is confirming that any host or IP that belongs to us, we will accept it. If they are accepting it, we can hunt on it. So if I go solarcity.com, look, it is also having a Tesla login page. So we can get a lot of things like this by using just the AMAS. So I'm also removing this output, or let it be. We don't need to do anything with it. Let the output sit here. You can do all these things. Look, we are even having a range for it. You can hunt on it. But I'll just tell you about the IPs and ranges in the next session. It's not for today. Then we are having security trails. So there's a tool on GitHub. Just go to security trails, GitHub. Security trails Python. This is the exact GitHub repository. Security trails. So particularly I believe that security trails is way better for everything. Like if you just go to their website, as we have seen that my own domain by using Subfinder and other tools, I can see that my domain is only having 8 subdomains. But if you just type it here, you will get a whole different result with 21 subdomains, right? So that is the main thing. It is way efficient. You can just log in. I have not logged in. Let me try. Okay, I'm logged in. Now it can show all my 21 subdomains, but that was not able to show me all of them. And that is the main thing that we have here. Got it? Just be responsive, that's all. So we can use securitytrails.py. I don't know why I closed it. We can use this Python tool too. It is simple. We have to set the exact API for it, and that's all. You can just take a look on the setup here. Also, we are having a setup. Let's try to run it. Git clone. So now let's see how to set up the API key. Okay, so let me get my own API key first. You can use anything. We are going to use a temporary email IDs. Interact.sh. Copy the mail. Sign up for free. Hello at the rate XYZ company, and a very weak password. My account is created. Now I have to verify my email address. So now I will just refresh here until I get a SMTP. Here is my SMTP. Now I must be having a link here that we can take a look on it and just use it for verification. So we will use that specific link for verification. Now, so this is how a mail looks like. We can simply copy it, send it to here, and we can find the link here. Just type HTTPS and you are good to go. In most cases, yes, you are good to go. So we don't need the image SRC, we don't need the Twitter here. We just need to find few things that are effective to us. We just need the exact link that we can use for verification. So you guys can also verify it, any account using this. And also let me share you one more trick that you can use for verifying or creating unlimited dummy accounts. Like you should not do this, but still you can use YOP mail. Let me just log out from it. Just type your name, hello, and here you are having your own mail, hello at that yopmail.com. Same procedure, same password. I think companies should ban this thing, but anyway. Okay, so this mail is okay, kind of allowed. We can go with it. We can't go with it. We can use the Instructor.sh, the particular website we have seen. We can't go with it. That was cool. Anyway, kind of that was the thing that we will use. So I'm gonna use my very simple ID for it. I'll just go with my free subscription plan and I'll just take a look on my API keys, copy my API, and we can just take a look on securedetails.py. And there must be API key that we have to implement. Where we have to put the API key, you can just find it here. Mhm. Okay, on line 76 there is errors. Let's open the file in our Sublime terminal AP4. Okay, we have to add the API key here on 46 and it is giving us error at 73. That was rude, but we need to install the requirements that we have not installed yet. So yes, we have to install that thing. We can also do copy all these things in here. Still, we have to do all these management things. So you can configure it by yourself, I guess. Alright. So we can configure the tool and go with it. I don't know, it's not working here, but we'll just definitely take a look on it. And we have configured the tool here, but we have to spend a lot of time on it still. Let me just take a look here if I have the tool somewhere. Okay, I have it already configured. Let's see. Okay, it is still giving me error. If I just type tesla.com, it will still give me error. Anyway, now we are on the last or the very basic method. This is FOF. So we all know that we can use FOF by using giving FUZZ to any parameter, and it will just try to randomly fuzz on them. So we can use FOF for brute forcing the subdomains. If I just do ffuf hyphen h, so my URL is this: http fuzz dot tesla.com hyphen user terminal word list, and let me give a very basic one which is 1.txt, and I want only 200 responses. So if I have any subdomain that matches to it, it will just give me that 200 error, and now I am having a lot of errors here. It must be because of internet speed, I guess. Let's see. It is not that slow. It is giving us 95 Mbps only. Okay, it gives us 93. Let's change the file here. We can also do that. Let's say API word.txt. Okay, it is having a lot of errors here. That's why it is not giving me exact output. Still, we can go with it. So you can try to do this type of FFUF, and it will give you a lot of outputs here. And there are few word lists that you can use, like we are having a word list named it is from Orva, something like checklist. Okay, yeah, we are having internet problems, as I can see in the stream center of it. Yeah, we do having a lot of issues in internet. I don't know why. Anyway, now ASN numbers. You guys were asking about what is ASN numbers. So look at, they're simple autonomous system numbers. They are globally, a 16-digit identification, or you let's say there are numbers that a company can acquire, right? And it is used for multiple purposes. And also the ASN is full form is autonomous system number. Now it can be used for multiple things: to control routing within their network, exchange information with other internet services provider. So technically ASN is something that a company acquires and use it for internal routings, kind of. Also it will use it for internet service providers and all these things. So kind of you can say that ASN belongs to a company. We can try to find main domains from it, but there are lot of things can be there. Like if I just take a look on it, a lot of things might be there, on the same page or on the same ASN number. So on that overview, we can go with the cross checking that we have done to the Crunchbase. How I got the ASN number for AMAS, I can go with the bgp.he.net, and you can jump on it and go with it. Not a big deal. You can search anything. I have searched Tesla, you can search, but there is a chance that most of the companies won't be here. If you just go to ATT, you got a lot of ATT. If you just go to Coinbase, you will not get any output. So not all the companies are here. If you just type the exact name, you will get a lot of things. Like this is FIS, FIS, It's their ASN numbers. You can do it one by one, or you can make automation for it. Just a bash script for good ASN numbers. You can go with it. Then that's all what we need to know about ASN for now. I'll be explaining more in the upcoming sessions. Now, Wayback URLs or way more. You can use whatever you want. I'll be using Wayback. I'll be using Wayback in this particular session. You can use whatever you want to. Now, Wayback URLs or why we need to do Wayback URLs, right? It's a kind of history that we need. To be honest, in the last 2 months, or you can say from starting of 2024, I'm been focusing on Waybacks and I've got more than, kind of 100,000 information disclosure, maybe something like 34,232 information disclosure, kind of this type of disclosures I'm having. So we can go with it. We should definitely take a look on the ASN numbers and then the Wayback URLs. So, how to use Wayback URLs? It's simple. Suppose you are going to tesla.com or let's say the program bug bounty Tesla bug crowd. Why does it say? So look, we are having multiple things here, right? As you can see, not just one domains. If we are having this much domains, we can make a file which is named as subraw. I'll just name it subraw, a raw file of subdomains. So let me make it. I'll just use tesla.com, tesla.cn, tesla motors.com, tesla.services. We can go with solar city that we have found using that one, but we can definitely do manually. Then we have teslainsuranceservices.com. We can make a file like this and do Wayback on it. This is supposedly give us a more number of output, and also we can do it on the file of subdomains too. So if I just go like this, go with Wayback, I'll just make output name W. So in Wayback, I have also explained that after the Wayback, we can go for the what do we say that all the JS files. We can go for maybe finding all the JS files, finding all the specific parameters that we want, and using that things, it will give us a lot of impactful output files. For those who are into the advanced bug bounty courses, they know that I am having few customized tools to get or extract all the data from Wayback and sorted them one by one. So for those who are into the courses, they have the tool, but you can still do it manually. I have explained it, and even I have shared a drive file where I have added the specific methodology of it. So let's wait till it finishes. It won't take long. Okay, it's done here. When you are having internet issues, do it twice, or a lot of thing will not be here. So we are having a million output here. Now we can start with very simple things like you can simply just try to grab .js and save it into js hyphen files. And we have around 147,000, right? So we are having 1,47,000 files, and all of them are JS files. Now, what I said, just take a look on it. We can use multiple tools for JS, as I mentioned here. But before that, we can also go with the parameter finding. We can use param spider, XML link finder. I have made dedicated videos to both of them, so I will tell you to take a look on it instead of just being here. I'll just say take a look on all these things. Param spider and XML link finder. I have a video dedicated to both of the tools. So I'll say refer or take a look on the tool instead of just being here, but I'll still demonstrate the param spider. But before that, let's go with JS Recon. So we can use these four tools: JSecret, JSScan, JSFScan, and Nuclei. I'll be explaining JSecrets first of all. If we just do JSecrets, it will just try to find all the specific header that is having. It is having around 70, 72 headers that it will take a look on it and give you all the outputs for it. It is kind of quick, but in many cases I have seen that it is not giving all the output. Anyway, till this tool is running, let's try the tool. Let's try my own tool. So I'll just do bash slash user databird v2.sh, and we are having the w file. So here we are using my own tool. Let's see what output we will get. It will take around uh, it will take around 4 or 5 minutes. Let's see. It is not available on GitHub. It is my private tool, buddy. You can go with JSecrets. That's available on GitHub. You can go for it. If you have any questions, just drop it down in the chat. What's new to it? Would you mind? So technically, what I mean by JS Recon is finding information disclosure in JS. So it is telling me to run nuclei on the JS files with the custom template. So I'm just typing yes, but I will just close it as soon as you can see the templates for it. So templates are 467 templates are loaded specifically for it. Now we are having targets loaded. I'm just gonna close all these things. We don't need it. As you guys can see, it just gave output that categorized URL will be found in this location. So if I just go to categorize URLs, you can see all the data is sorted out here. All the true, false, all these files here along with zips and all these things. So just trying to find all the things that is available on this specific file, gathering out all the information available. This was the V2 or the second version of it. I'm having a third version and working on it right now. So let's see if I launch it or not. So it can just find, if you just go to verification, all the domains having verification are actually parameters you can get it. If you just do cat debug, it will just give you all the debug ones. You can go with anything like id equals, it will just give you all the things. So it is kind of sorting out everything for you. This version is only having around 15 to 30 of it, but the other one is having a lot more. Now, these are the two tools that you can use for JS Recon. Now, this is all not enough. There is one more thing that I like the most is Visual Recon, Eyewitness or Go Witness. I'll say you can use these two tools. Now, let me tell you about these two files. Now we are only gathering files from Wayback URLs, and that's not enough. We can take a look on the files using source code and all these things. So on that note, we can use this thing. If I just go to Google and type JS file, so this is the JS scan by Zeno, and there is a JS F scan. Okay, there's a JSF scan by Kathan. You can use these two tools, and in port figure always use JS Miner. Definitely use JS Miner for it. This is way efficient for it. It will find all the findings or all the API. It will just take a look and explore all the JS files you have. So this is the JS scan, right? All the usage guides are here. There is no big deal with it. And this is kind of a good, I'll say a good extraction for it. Then we have this one, which is JSF scan. Right now, took a look. This is having a good features. Gather JS files from different sources, import file containing JS URLs, extract endpoint from JS files, find secret from JS file, get JS files stored locally for manual analysis, make a word list from JS file, extract variable names from JS file for possible accesses, scan for DOM accesses, generate HTML report. So JSF scan is I think having the most number of features on it, and you can definitely take a look on it. If you want a dedicated video, 20-30 minute video on JSF scan, let me know. I'll make it. The installation is also simple. It's just a bash file and you have to follow it. You can also make it run from the Docker and all these things. Kind of, I can say it is having a good flexibility and features along with it. And that's the thing that make the JS scan way efficient for it. Then, finding parameters. Yeah, we can do these things. We can find parameters using, let's say, Katana or external link finder. I have made dedicated videos to them. Let me just show you so you won't get confused when you are taking a look on it. So Yes, we have a few tools. You can just take the look on the whole these four videos, the subdomains, deep exploitation, must have extensions, and the best tools. You can go for these four things. They're having a lot of things. Then I'll say we have the dorking pending, but I have seen the dorking in the live hunting series too. So you guys can take a look on the dorking videos, Google and GitHub. And we'll also do that live, so don't worry about it. And for those who are into courses, you know that we are gonna doing it live. The course is all live, that's why. Now we have a visual recon. So this is kind of a very good thing. Visual recon is kind of, suppose you are having 10,000 subdomains. Now just use Go Witness or Eyewitness onto them. These tools are very simple to use. A new person in this field can also explore it. Just go to Eyewitness, GitHub, or you can just use Go Witness, GitHub. Go Witness is also easy to install. You can simply go with the go install command and it will be installed. Not a big deal. But yes, it will take screenshot of every subdomain that you have. So suppose you have done the subdomain enumeration, you have like 5,000 plus subdomains. You have done the HTTPX on it, you got 2,600 subdomains. Now we use Go Witness on it. So now you have 2,600 screenshots along with their functionalities, or I will say technologies. Then what you can do, take a look on all of it, right? You need to spend time on Recon because you need to understand it, right? And that's the main thing. If you know how to spend time on it, you can get a good money off it. That's simple. So if you have screenshots, then rather than app.domain.com, we'll be having a lot of things. So specifically, you are having a lot of things. So you will get a lot of screenshots. And we usually test the app.domain.com that can give us a lot of functionalities. But rather than that, there is a lot of subdomains that is having a lot of good things. And we need to take a look onto them also. So that is the main thing. Then let's say after doing this, you have done the GS recon. You are after doing the GS recon, you have find parameters. Now one thing, you are going to still do a lot of things like docking, GitHub docking, Shodan, IPs, and all these things. You are gonna play with more things. But on the same hand, you can do one more, kind of very basic thing, which is taking a look on all the subdomains, having a look on all the functions of it. First of all, try to use the website as a user, and then eventually you will be jumping on the hacking side. So that is the main thing about the first phase of recon. We will be having three or four phase. So this is the most basic phase of reconnaissance we have. We'll be taking a look on the upcoming one by this Sunday or maybe the upcoming Monday. All right. So if you have any questions, drop it down onto the chat, and we'll be closing the stream on exactly three. If any questions, drop it down. 110 views and just 15 likes. Anyway, if you guys would like to join the WhatsApp groups, I'm mentioning the link of it. You can join the WhatsApp group for discussions. Have a look on it. So I think you guys are not having any questions. Yeah, definitely. Basics of anything is more important. Alright then. So let me end this particular one and see you guys in the upcoming live. For any questions, you guys can DM me on the numbers mentioned in the description of this particular video. Bye bye. See you all in the upcoming videos. Have a great day, everyone.